Let's have some church. Well, come on, put your hands together. Come on. When you wake up early in the morning, closing your right mind, you ought to say, Lord, Lord, I want to thank you. Oh, Lord. Lord, I want to thank you. When you sit at the noonday table, eat the food God gave you, you ought to say, Lord, Lord, I want to thank you. Oh, Lord. Lord, I want to thank you. Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Okay, I'm getting my reverb. Yeah. Oh, good afternoon. Good afternoon. When you see us on here, you know that it's 3 o'clock and it's Wednesday. My co-host, none other than Mr. Herbert Denard, is here. And we want to thank him for being willing to come on and co-host. And we love having him on because he just has a wealth of knowledge on a lot of different topics. Um, our special guest today who is scheduled is none other than Dorothy Ellis Ridley. Um, she is a tireless worker in the community. She's the sister of the first and only Black mayor of Macon, C. Jack Ellis. But she has been involved in so many things, and I hope there's nothing that's happened with her. But we were scheduled to have Dr. Jimmy Smith on today, and he was going to tell us about all things medical, kind of give us a heads up on vaccines and a number of other things and health services that are available through the Macon Health Department. And then he was going to open it up to questions from our listening audience. Let's see. He was not able to make it and call me when I was leaving the town hall meeting, that the very successful town hall meeting that the NAACP had yesterday at St. James AME Church on Bloomfield Road. And I called him back and he let me know that he has a meeting this evening and he's not available. And so I was thinking, who can we call who is a wealth of knowledge and can talk about a topic that we need to hear about? And I thought of Dorothy Ridley, who is always in the chat, who lets us know that she is there, who responds back to us when we ask questions. And she's just a community advocate. She is committed, as are many of the folks who listen to Ask Elaine each week. So we are looking for her to come. And we want to, first of all, welcome our folks in the chat. Shakita Maxwell, good afternoon to you. She says healthcare is a right. Democrats stand on principle. And Godspeed, you're absolutely right. We have Ricky Crawford with us, Randy Crawford and Ricky. We're glad to have them. Semi Snail, that's a new name. That we'd like to hear more from that person. Then Wade Horton, of course, and we were with Wade Herbert yesterday evening at the Transit Authority meeting. And the chair messed up. I guess she had a senior or a double senior moment, and she interrupted Wade as he was giving remarks and tried to shut him down. Now, I could have told her that that wasn't going to work, and it didn't work. So we're probably going to hear from Wade if he wants to call us, tell us a little bit more about that and how that occurred. But I am still amazed that there are agencies in this community who really don't want to hear from citizens. And that's even more reason for all of you to go to these different meetings. You'll find out a lot. You'll find a lot of things that apply to you. You may be able to help yourself and your community with the information that you find. Want to invite you to come to the Macon Water Authority meeting tomorrow, Herbert. Okay. It's always the first Thursday. They only meet once a month. So if you aren't at that meeting, you don't know nothing about nothing, even whether you're on the board or not on the board. But anyway, that meeting is going to be tomorrow at the Albert Billingsley Administrative Building on 790 2nd Street. Newly remodeled. We finally were able to get them to put Albert Billingsley's name back up there. You know, they took the name down, Herbert, from the building, and they just came up with every kind of excuse as to why that name couldn't get back up on the building. And so Desmond Brown and I guess they knew we were going to ask every meeting, and we did. And finally, his name just miraculously could go back on the building. They had placed it in the back of the building, but it deserved to be on the front of the building, just like the Herbert Denard building has your name on the front of it. And the Frank Patterson building has his name on the front, and it has some little signs that say the Frank Patterson, you know, showing people where the building is. So we were just really, really pleased that the Albert Billingsley's name went back up on the 2nd Street side of that building. If you don't ask, a lot of times people aren't going to tell you, and they aren't going to do a thing. Now there's been a request, Herbert, to pull out the pictures of all of the former board members, probably including yourself, Dorothy Black, and a number of others. They tell us that they're down there somewhere in the building. So what we're saying, come on in.
They lost my picture.
Look. Every time we ask about it, they claim they got to go around and find the pictures. So what we say is, you need some help. We'll come help you. But it's no, we're looking. But what we want is for those pictures of those folks who have led the water authority in years past. We want those pictures back up, because that's history. That shows the people who have led the water authority over these years. And so unless they have destroyed those pictures, there's no reason why they could. And they take so darn long to do stuff. That's Dorothy Ridley.
Is that not really?
That's not Ridley.
With
You didn't know?
the A. Philip Randolph?
Yeah. A. Philip
That's
Randolph.
right. That's right.
She looks good. She's always sharp, though.
Look here, I just want to ask her this.
What's that?
Tell me about A. Philip Randolph. A lot of people have forgot about it.
Really?
No, they have not, Herbert.
I mean, a lot of
You
people.
maybe,
I mean,
but
I know
others
who
have
was.
not.
He was the person.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about A. Philip Randolf, the man.
The man.
Okay. All right. That's a good segue into this interview. Our very special guest is none other than Miss Dorothy Ellis Ridley. And as I mentioned before, she is very actively involved with the A. Philip Randolph Institute. She was a business owner. It's still okay. And so we wanted to bring her, and she was very gracious and kind to accept our invitation to come on and talk about A. Philip Randolph. Also talk about the activities that take place each year in observance of and in honor of A. Philip Randolph and his achievements. And then we're going to talk about voting and the importance, because we know you're out there all the time doing voter registration. So welcome to Ask Elaine, and thank you for agreeing to come on short notice.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It's a joy always to come on and share what I do know and listen to that I don't know. So, A. Philip Randolph, I think that's the question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us something.
We know
about
A.
it.
Philip Randolph. A lot of people don't know A. Philip Randolph. Sometimes we go into public schools and we ask about A. Philip Randolph. They know about Dr. King,
Uh-huh.
but they do not know about A. Philip Randolph. A. Philip Randolph was a giant. And they
Absolutely.
said one of the most dangerous Negroes in
yeah.
America during that time. And this organization is named in his honor, A. Philip Randolph Institute. So we have over 300 and some organizations all over nationally. And so I am the president of the Macon chapter, A. Philip Randolph. And what we do is voter education, voter registration, and we do a lot of community efforts. And that's what he believed in, helping people.
Go back and tell us about A. Philip Randolph.
A. Philip Randolph and Byatt Rustin.
Uh-huh.
They were the one organized the March on Washington. We give all the King.
You say Dr. King. You think of the
when
march.
they say the March on Washington.
But
I
there
have
were
a dream.
others.
But you know, anything you do, you have to have an army.
That's
You have to have somebody working behind the scenes.
That's right.
And organizer, too.
That's what he was. He was a great organizer. And so they organized the March on Washington in 1963. And he and Byatt Rustin, they was the brain behind it. When he said, no, I don't think we can do it. And they said, we can do this.
Yeah.
So they did all the groundwork. And he continued to work because he was the one organized the first Black Brotherhood Union for the railroad.
Absolutely. Sleeping car porters.
That's right. And so he was the one, but guess what? He kept fighting. It took 12 years to get that contract. How many of us would have given up?
Oh, yeah. We were going home.
That's right. You wouldn't have been able to do it. You don't have patience. But he worked with them 12 years, but they did get it. And he was the first vice president of the AFL. CIO.
Yeah, we bounce around now thinking, we've always been free and all this stuff.
Oh, no.
Those were the folks who actually, and we're going back to a similar time.
Yes.
That's where we're going back to. But during that
that's been
time,
60 years ago, and we was fighting.
and
That's the
here
voters'
we-
right. And now we still voting, still having problems.
and
with
all
voter
the work
suppression.
that they
60
did.
years ago. That's the year I graduated high school.
And we still fighting for our rights.
The same thing.
Some of us.
Yeah. And
some of us.
And A. Philip Randolph was a great labor leader.
Absolutely.
So the labor movement, you can't have the labor movement not thinking of A. Philip Randolph. That's why I continue to be involved with labor.
Yeah.
I'm part of the Central Labor Council here in Macon, AFL-CIO for the state, because we care about human rights. We care about working rights because we know who that affects.
And I'd like to say something, too. I was fired at the railroad. and I was working there, and they caught me laying down on the bench.
Sleep.
I wasn't
When
sleeping.
you sleep, you
I
were
was-
asleep.
No,
weren't
I
you?
was getting ready to go to sleep. And then the door opened. When the door opened, I arised.
Jumped up and shook yourself.
But the folks said I had turned the lights out.
It was too late.
I had a pillow down.
Oh, Herbert.
But look at it. When the door opened, I arised. But when that happened,
He arose.
arise, arisen, arose. But when
You got up.
But when the door opened, they said they cut on the lights. And when they cut up the lights, I was halfway up.
But your pillow still was there.
My pillow was still there. And they fired me immediately.
Is
That
that
I
right?
couldn't come back to the railroad.
So you never did?
No.
How long did you work at the railroad?
I had worked at the railroad 4 or 5 years. Then I was arrested at the YMCA, and they found out that they thought I was a radical.
He was down
And
there
so
trying
they
to
was out,
integrate the
because they was
YMCA.
they was out to get me, and I got.
Okay.
Mhm.
Is that correct, you, Elaine? I got.
No, that's not correct.
But anyway,
Wow.
what happened is when that happened, uh, they fired me permanently,
Mm.
and I was off for 2.5 years. But the union,
All right now.
There we go.
That's what I'm talking
they
about.
go.
fought for me, and what they found out. Meanwhile, let me say this little part. While I was out, I sold cars at Huckabee and Cadillac,
Mhm.
and I made a living.
Mm.
I didn't just wait around and wait for
Wait.
things to happen. I got a job.
Mhm.
And I got there when Greg Allman came in there to buy him a Superfly car.
All right.
You know, I was there before Hamp Swain.
Oh,
Hamp Swain asked me, how did the white folks treat me down there?
Mm.
I said, you sell cars, they love you. If you don't sell cars, they don't love you.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was fired.
Mm.
But finally, it reached a point where nobody agreed till it got to Washington. You know, the lower different sections of the union and
That's
the business. But when it got to the final step, they decided right there they wanted me fired permanently. And then my union representatives say, how many people have the railroad fired permanently for sleeping? Guess what? 0.
You're the first
you
one.
were it. You were.
Have they caught people sleeping before? Yes, about 13.
Mm.
And they never, and I mean, they shook some and they woke them up,
Mm. Of course.
but they didn't fire them.
Mhm.
And so not only did I get my job back, I got paid.
That's the best
because
part.
of the union.
Now, they had caught
Yeah.
white folks. This is the first black person they had caught. They had caught all the white folks before me sleep, shook them up, sent them home for a week, sometime at the most 30 days. But all of them got a second chance.
Yeah.
I was the only one. They said, what made his case different? And they couldn't come up with an answer.
Oh, yes, it was an answer.
And I got paid.
Oh, well,
Well,
that
that's
is
So
great.
That's why it's
main
good to
point
have a
was
union.
The
Mhm.
union, if you didn't have a union representative, didn't have a union fighting for you, I would have never gotten
That's
that.
right. That's right.
And you wouldn't have benefits. That's what
And I got-
union do for your people.
And for a
For
while,
all
when I
people.
was at Huckabee, I was selling cars. I mean, I was knocking them out, and I'm gonna tell you something, make me proud today. I put out little information when black folks came in, they asked for me, and I was selling cars. But so when I had a chance to come back, my first thing was to take the money and stay out. But my union representative asked me, what kind of benefits do they have selling cars?
Mhm.
And
That was it.
And that put the icing on the cake, and I stayed out. But my main point is the union represented me when they accused
Right.
me of sleeping. And I got my
Yeah.
job back, and I got paid.
All
Yeah.
right.
Well, I certainly don't have a problem with the union. I've always been a member of NEA, National Education Association, whose affiliate in Georgia's Georgia Association of Educators, and then locally the BIB Association of Educators. I was always a member of that, and that carried with it some protections.
You need protection.
Yes.
Well, we had the state federation teachers president
Yes,
last night.
Redalia Turner, who was
Exactly.
fantastic.
Because you really need unions on this on your
Right,
jobs, because
right.
a lot of jobs here in this community, they fight, and a lot of our people say we don't need union. Oh, yes, you need union. You're not going to be treated fairly if you don't.
Well, now, Dot, in this community, some of the businesses that were local businesses owned by local folks, they fought Brown and Williamson coming in because Brown and Williamson made them increased
Their
salaries,
right.
benefits. It was
Brian and
unionized.
Williamson didn't do it. The union.
Well, the union.
We
You're
had
absolutely
to fight,
right.
and I know Rick and Randy is on here.
Oh yeah,
who
yeah.
served on the executive board with me at Brian and Williams for many years. We had to go mediate and negotiations for years for Brian and Williamson for the union.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
And they were always the lobbyists going up to Atlanta, and that's what we were doing, fighting. They would pay, the union would pay them to go, where they would be able to go.
You were a part of that.
And-
Randy and Ricky Crawford and Terry Tripp was a part of that too. All of them, because I remember going visiting the Capitol and seeing y'all.
And we served on the executive board, Randy, Ricky, and myself, for years, and fighting for rights, like you talking about her.
Because sometimes folks won't even give you the overtime. If you let the folks in the office handle it without a union, certain people will get all overtime, and certain people won't get it. They get
that's
all
on
kind of
any job. These jobs that don't have union, that's what's happening. You
And-
at the bottom, and other people, you're doing the same work, but they may be making $3 or $4 more than you on the hour.
Yeah, and people have been tricked because there are a number of businesses where they've had an opportunity, employees have had an opportunity to vote yes for a union.
And they vote
no. And they vote no. Now, Bluebird, a couple of years ago, they unionized, and I think things are much better.
Kumota, that's another one.
The Keolan companies fought a union, but one of them held out and told the people, whatever they get, we'll give you a few dollars more than they got.
Not the benefits.
No benefits. And that company over there kept the unions out by doing that. The unions are good, and your man, A. Philip Randolph, was a giant. If you ever listen to Dr. Martin Luther King's speech, at the very beginning, the person that introduced him is A. Philip Randolph. And what he say is, Martin Luther King, Jr.
I'm telling you.
He didn't say Junior, he said Jr.
And most pictures you see Dr. King, you'll see Mr. Randolph. People don't know who he is, but that tall, handsome man standing up, that's him.
He was a giant.
Yes, he was.
Okay, we're going to ask our engineer if he can, I know he can, find a picture of A. Philip Randolph and share it in the chat so that those who are listening by chat. And I forgot to welcome those who have tuned in on AM and FM. We are so glad that you are there, and we want to say thank you and we appreciate you. Patrick Davis has joined us, and he says the Trump administration has begun terminating its collective bargaining union agreements with federal employee unions.
That's right.
Despite multiple lawsuits challenging the move, unions are fighting back. I believe that 2 large unions on yesterday filed suit against the Trump administration for their heavy-handedness and their underhanded tactics toward the federal workers that they're promising to lay off, terminate.
Even here in Central Georgia, out at Robinson Air Force Base, that's the AFGE union, and that's what they've been fighting and having town hall meetings. We've been participating because they laid off a lot of employees. And not only that, they stopped them, because usually you take your money out, the check. They trying to stop them from collecting the union dues with their paycheck.
That's a killer.
Listen to this. Listen to this. Patrick says that 13.2% of Black or African American workers were represented by unions nationally in 2024. That's just, in Georgia specifically, the union representation rate was 5.4% in 2023, and the membership rate was 4.4%. So it's a whole lot of folks that are out there just winging it, just trying to make it, being discriminated against. All right, you see a picture of A. Philip Randolph.
That's the man.
There. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with him, this is a picture of him. And our special guest today, along with my co-host, Herbert Denard, is none other than Dorothy Dot Ellis Ridley, who is a long-time community advocate. She's been involved in helping all of us, those of you who aren't, because when you get the benefits, when the union, that's what always used to, oh, it bugged me because we were working with GAE to get some rights restored and some special things put in place, some protections, and everybody else who even who weren't members of the organization got the same benefit.
It's the same. That's
and
fine.
see, you have short-sighted people like that,
You do.
and it's awful, and those numbers make a difference.
Yeah.
The numbers.
You can always have a few that don't want to join, but the majority of them, after you educate them, they will join reluctantly. But you have to really work with them.
The one I was thinking of, it was Georgia K. Olin had a union, and Huber didn't have a union. And the people that own Huber say, whatever Georgia K. Olin get, we'll give you a few dollars
they
more.
They probably
now.
was only talking about dollars, but it's
That's
so
all
much
they was
more
talking
on
about.
a job. You got to think about the benefits,
and
your
so,
vacation, your medical leave, your insurance.
But black folks that work there said, I'm not going to join at Huber because of they give us just as much. They give us more.
Miseducation.
I know it.
Yeah.
But you will benefit more if you get a chance to join a union than otherwise.
Right.
Hands down.
But you got to have that mentality. I say this often, and don't be surprised if I do it one day soon. A lot of things are going on that's bad, like Target. How black folks have pulled together and hurt Target and making Target gonna make some concessions.
Well, they've lost billions of dollars.
They losing money. But then some black folks said, well, I'm going anyhow.
Yeah, I haven't shopped at Walmart for ages. They are being boycotted because they refused when Trump started talking about DEI. They just caved and went to scrambling and pulled their DEI programs. And then Target, Pastor Jamal Bryant has led that. He is wonderful.
But the point I'm trying to come to is this: Fox News is the killer of most of these things.
Yeah,
they give misinformation
over and over and over.
If black folks in this country stop watching Fox News, not Fox News, Fox, period. And they say, black folks say, when I've told some black folks that, they say, well, they got like the football games and sometimes it be on Fox and whatever. But if we could hold out and didn't watch nothing Fox would do like Disney done.
That's right. Caved and put Kimmel back on the air.
Right. But if a unified force, but all these lies
numbers
that Fox put out.
Numbers.
But even that, just think about the businesses. I said right here in Bibb County and other places. If we watch how we spend our money, we can make a difference.
We can turn. We can move.
See, that's what happened in the 60s. We just got to band together and watch where you spend your money. Because people listen to you when they hear them in the pocket. And that's where we going to have to do.
I say they can watch where they spend their money and watch what they watch on TV.
That's
well, I'm going to tell you this. I might buy from a place that doesn't have any black employees one time because I might stumble up in there, and just see something I like.
Right.
But I won't be doing it a second time.
Right.
And I'm very particular about that. And there's nothing racist about my money. I'm going to spend it where I'm represented.
What we have to do more than anything else is raise the level of consciousness of black folk.
That's what it is.
If that could happen, we could change the world.
But the social media is overtaking our young people.
And we're on the wrong
we could use social media to promote our causes, not to take.
But we don't.
Else.
We
like it for the wrong reason.
We like posting this alligator. If I see that alligator that was out in McDonald's parking lot on Rocky Creek, I see his behind one more time. I'll be like that lady. I'm gonna scream. Let's see. Wade Horton has said he tried to call in, but no one answered. So Wade, if you will try again. And Shakita Maxwell has been targeted by the state ethics commission when the information came out about Lester being fined. Um, and then all of a sudden, Shakita's stuff came back.
Mhm.
Now, I'm not for somebody just being taken advantage of and somebody coming down on her when other folks, that Gary Bechtel, who's our chair of the water board and sits up there and insults me and interrupts me all the time and just does all kinds of stuff. Y'all would really lose it on him if y'all were there at the board meetings. But Shakita has been targeted because she dared to run for mayor. It is everybody's right to run if you get your qualifying fee, you qualify for the position, and you're a citizen and you run. Everybody has that right. And people got to get over it. I've had opposition a lot of times. Herbert, you had opposition too. They don't run against the senator anymore. They just know it's slam dunk. They just beat them all over the place.
Last time I heard, they don't run against Elaine Lucas
and they
no more.
better leave Anita Reynolds Howard alone too, because I don't know, they're stirring it up, talking about they are denying them the right to prosecute a case, and it smells to me like the Fonnie Willis stuff, where they're saying a duly elected Black woman district attorney can't prosecute a certain case when they have built the case. And the reason is because they have their stuff together.
White folks don't like strong Black women.
No, they don't. Gary Bechtel
stand up. And I put it up, they don't like strong Black men either.
That's true.
Anybody that's strong and stand on their own and unbought. They don't like them. They question things they don't like.
If you have a voice, that's
okay.
And if you don't watch it, Fonnie Willis gonna be gone.
Well, we have got to put a fence of protection around her, and we've got to do the same for Anita Reynolds Howard, because she's there trying to do her job, and she's got a million moving parts that she's coordinating and getting together. She has done more. That DA's office didn't do diddly when David Cook was in there. And when she defeated him, they just went berserk. And she has done, you're right. She has done a marvelous job. Yes, and she printed a brochure. And I have some in the school, and I handed out to everybody that didn't get one in the mail.
I love that RISE program.
Yes. So many programs. And our EL High School is part of the Genesis program, where if they're youthful offenders, they can be channeled into the high school completion program, and under the sponsorship of the DA's office. And then the DA is always there when we have graduations. She is there to just as you are and others to congratulate those. So they can't touch her professionally, but they try to go and stab her in the back as much as they can. We cannot let that happen, y'all. It's going to be left up to us. Shakita Maxwell says Psalms 91, and you're absolutely right. That's one that you need to read every day. Everybody needs to read. You're familiar with Psalms 91?
That's what I'm going through my head. That's not the Lord is my shepherd.
Well, this is the presiding elder's wife, and she's very familiar. She's talking about the protection.
That's right.
Psalms 91. Patrick, we need more progressive Black judicial candidates to run for Superior Court in March 2026.
And state court too.
And state court too. They are absolutely right.
And clerk of, not the clerk, I think it's a Superior Court, not Superior Court. What's the lady? Solicitor.
You got probate, you got solicitor,
We
You've
need to
got
have people against all of we are the majority.
that's right.
Well,
That's
we are the
right.
majority, but we really need to be grooming some young people to do these positions because we see where we're headed. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And we got older people who've been there, can mentor and help them along because we really need people to step
We
up.
do. We do. So if you're out there, you're listening, or you know someone who is truly committed, who's sincere. I'm like my husband. He says, if you're scared, don't come my way. Because,
You can't do it.
you know,
You
I
won't be
can't put up with
effective.
those scared whites or Negroes. Can't
But
put up with them.
what happens is a lot of people, when they get into a position like that, and sometimes white folks invite them by their house, and
Give them
I'm not
lunch.
anti-white
Get 'em
because
lunch.
I'm gonna
We
be like,
know you're not
look here,
anti-white.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say like,
We know
Tell
her.
him again.
look
We're
here,
not
look
either.
here, but I'm gonna tell you this.
Okay, Herb.
Linda Mabry,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm,
one of the best friends I've had,
White female attorney.
mhm.
and Bob Steele, her husband.
White
That's
male
right.
They
attorney.
filed all the positive lawsuits that cleaned out the water authority. When I got down there, they had took the sign down. But black folks, older black folks that had been there before, they was told which restroom they couldn't go in.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
They had a different salary. We had a SCLC, me and the doctor, Reverend Dr. Henry Clay Ficklin, he wasn't a doctor then, at Mount Vernon.
Mhm.
And we had that meeting. Some people came to the meeting and said that whites was getting paid more than them and doing the same jobs and all up and down.
Of
Mhm.
course.
And
Black
Bob
folks had
Steele,
different color shirts
Yep,
too, didn't
yeah,
they? Than the
yeah.
white.
Bob Steele and Linda Mabry was there. They took that information and filed a class action lawsuit and won.
Mhm.
Mhm.
They did the same thing with the Bill
I
County
wish they
Sheriff's
were
Office.
here now, because they sure, we
But
Yeah, I
sure do
remember.
need.
They
Yeah,
was
they were
filing,
good.
they were doing it,
Yes, they were.
and it worked.
Mm-hmm.
So we just need to be together. Now we have people we could have judges, we could have all of that.
Right.
We should have a lot more than with our
We
percentage
should.
here
Yeah.
in this
We're
city.
what,
And we got one, and
58% of the
Right.
population?
But does our elected officials suggest that?
That we don't vote. That's why
I
those
know.
numbers show, and we're gonna let you go
I
over the.
know.
Shakita Maxwell says, "I am pro-black, but I am not anti anybody else," and I'm
Right.
with you.
That's what I was trying to say
NAACP
before you-
represents all.
Yeah, God loves us
That's,
all.
hey, that's what I said before
Okay.
Elaine interrupted
Right.
me.
Shakita Maxwell also says on BET, the Porters that's the name of it, tells the story of the integration of railroad by the black porters.
Oh, yeah.
And Patrick says at least 3 black Superior Court judges, including Chief Judge, and that's what he's saying. Those are open and available. We've got, according to an attorney, I think you asked the question.
Yeah.
There are 12 black attorneys?
No, they said about
Is that
20.
20. So, I mean, you got experience. The others have experience. Come on now. You want to be involved in the community and help. We are going to need
We
some
do.
folks with courage to get out there. Now, some lawyers may think that the judges will retaliate and all of that. Well, there's an agency called the Judicial, what is it? It's an organization that you can refer judges to. Everybody has somewhere where you can take them. I just need to find out where I take the water board. Y'all help me. But anyway, Patrick, the 3 Superior Court judges, including Chief Judge, and then Ricky says, then you have young blacks want to go against our own, when there are many opportunities for them, for all of us to join in. Last night's town hall meeting, and we salute, you were there. We salute the NAACP and other organizations that are starting to do these town hall meetings. What bothers me is that our legislative delegation, some have been missing in action. We need all of them. Senator Lucas has been to several of them. Floyd Griffin has been to Representative Floyd Griffin. Miriam Paris, Representative Miriam Paris was at the one at Union Baptist, and I understand that she's having one alone out at Wesleyan College during this month. So we want to keep an eye on that. And when Patrick, the Judicial Qualifications Commission, that was the name of the organization that you can make complaints and things on judges. But anyway, it is so important that we say to our legislators what we want them to do. In that last session, Senator Lucas introduced some legislation that was floating around out there. John Kennedy had been the chair of the local BIB delegation. He did not call a meeting because he's Republican, and he didn't want the Democrats, who now outnumber the Republicans in the legislative delegation. He did not want the Democrats to join together and elect a Democratic chair. So he just let his time as chair lapse. And nobody else called a meeting. Senator Lucas tried to call some meetings. Really? Nobody, he couldn't round anybody up. People had this, that, and the other. Representative Griffin was ready to meet. So what Senator Lucas did was he looked at the legislation that had been proposed or maybe voted on by different groups, and he introduced those different pieces of legislation. The mayor's third term, that's going to be decided by the legislative delegation. So that gave him an opportunity to sign on or not. Nobody paid any attention to it. But if you're gauging your local population, then you can say, I'm for this or I'm not for this. And you either sign it or you don't. Senator Lucas introduced the water board change to redistrict the water board. Nobody else paid any attention to that. And that's very, very important because you've got tyrants who are in charge of the water board. And I'm telling you, I don't know how long I can take folks interrupting me and stuff. Ella and Leonard, y'all got to come to these meetings. It's tomorrow at 2:00 and 4:00.
Let me ask you this. Do the Bector, does he still interrupt you?
Yes. He interrupted me last week in a budget meeting that we had. He didn't like what I was saying, so he chooses to interrupt me. Last night, Wade Horton was speaking at the Transit Authority, and the vice chair, Frank Tompkins wasn't there. He's the chair, but the vice chair was in charge. She interrupted, and Craig Ross, the director down there, Massa, he interrupted Wade. And then the vice chair ruled Wade out of order. Wade is making remarks during the comment section for citizens, and she rules him out of order. Well, of course, Big Wade didn't move. He finished his statement. They were smart in that. But just the rudeness, the disrespect, it is so reminiscent of Trump and Vance and all of their disrespect and how they talk about Jasmine Crockett and they talk about, and you say something that they don't agree with and they censor you. Al Green from, where is he, from Texas? They censored him because he spoke out against some of that crap that was going on there. So they're taking their cues from Trump. Trump does not respect anybody but rich white men, and these local folks don't either. So we've got to either get in gear or
because we are not going back.
That's right. Patrick says, where's Dr. Anissa Jones, our state rep for House District 143? She has not been in attendance at any of the town hall meetings. Neither has Tangi Herring been in attendance. And so there you have it. I've tried to make all of them, even with leukemia. I just double mask and go on, and because I want to see what's going on. I want to know, and I want to ask questions and give information. So let's see if we've had anybody else to join us. Did Wade Horton tried to get in, Mr. Engineer? He said that he wasn't able. There was no answer. Okay. We once again want to welcome all of you to Ask Elaine. This time goes by so fast. My co-host is none other than Herbert Leroy Denard.
Full name.
Full name, Herbert Leroy. And our very, very special guest. And we are just so glad to have her, none other than Dorothy Ellis Ridley, who is infamous in this community for her involvement and always being there and always working with voter registration. You're as bad as I am. I keep voter registration cards and stuff with me. She got them in her hand.
Let me ask this Dorothy Ridley something.
Yes.
Are you the older sister or the younger sister of C. Jack Ellis?
Neither one. I'm in the middle.
One of you are older than the other.
Middle. I'm in the middle.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying your age is older or younger than Jack.
Don't ask people about age. Let's move on. He's about to blow this show up.
Let's get the voter education, voter registration.
Let's go on, because we only have about 15 minutes left, and we're going to talk voting. We have elections coming up. If you didn't know, folks, there are elections. Early voting starts October 14th. For this election. There are 3 items that are going to be on the ballot here in Macon-Bibb County. What are those items?
And one thing we need to let them know that if you want to register to vote, you need to do it by October, where it would be the 4th, but it's the 6th because it's falling on the weekend.
Right.
And whenever
October
it falls
6th.
on the
That's
weekend,
Monday, y'all.
You
That's
always
Monday.
have 30 days before any election. So that's what we need to do, get more people registered to vote.
Yeah.
And then when the election on November the 4th, you can vote.
Go on your phone and register to vote. And we go on there and pull up my voter page. That's go on there and pull up voter registration, whatever.
Just
call
MVP
us.
SOS.
Look, find me somewhere. I put my mask on and bring you a card. And then you take it to the Board of Elections, or you
register.
Yeah, it is so simple.
Just 4 or 5 lines, and
so
you're done.
Simple.
But that's what we want to remind people to please go register. And it's not enough for us to be registered and voters, but we need to get our younger people.
Oh yeah,
we finding out that's where the problem. People our ages are voting.
Yeah,
and we did a voter registration on National Voter Registration Day.
September 25th.
2 young ladies, and we did it at the beauty supply. You know, that's where we like to go and get our lashes and our nails. Do. So we did it right there by your place on the Beauty 5 right there. Okay. And 2 young ladies came out with the bag of hair and all this stuff. And we said to them, they looked like they might have been 20, 21 early. And we said, we doing voter registration? Are you all registered? One of them said, no, we don't vote. See, that breaks your heart.
It really does.
And she said, we don't vote. And they kept walking. I said, wait, hold up. I said, come, please. They walked over.
Okay, auntie.
Yeah, that's right. They was very respectful. And she said, we don't vote because one is, you comparing one Eva to the next. I said, that's what she said. One Eva to the next. Like one is just as bad as the other.
Yeah. We have some ignorant
social media is telling
what
our
you said,
folks.
Listening.
Social media.
So I said to her, I said, why do you say that? She said, because I don't see nothing they doing for us. And I said, hold up, let me tell you. I said, are you rich or something? Your family? She said, no. I said, we're not either. We working people.
Mm.
I said, and it's a difference. Whether you going for corporation, what they want you to do, or you going to do what the working people. I said, I don't know where you live. I don't know what kind of benefits, but I know about Medicare. I know about Medicaid. I know about the housing projects.
Mm-hmm.
And I know about the children, child care, health care.
Mm-hmm.
We need all of that.
Yeah.
I said, so you got to weigh out the issues. Don't say that. I said, because somebody have told you wrong. I said, and I want to correct, whether you register today or not, but I want you to know that is not true.
Mm-hmm.
I said, always study your candidate, because I
Mm-hmm.
told her we nonpartisan as a Philip Randolph.
Yeah.
I can't endorse candidate, but I said, look at the issues. Do you know those two ladies think us and registered to vote?
And see,
so
they will
voter
be-
education is the key. They listen to the wrong thing and the wrong people. So if you in that little clique that everybody's seeing that your friends and your parents is not telling you different,
right?
Like we've told our children.
Right.
Think about it. A lot of parents and grandparents feel that same way.
Right.
Uneducated.
They don't
on
see
voting.
the connection between their lives and the voting.
And I just had, we broke it down and they were so grateful. That's what I'm saying. That's what's needed. More voter education.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why I say to us,
I do hope that's the strategy of the Democrat. I know you're nonpartisan. I am very partisan.
Right.
So I do hope that that is the strategy of the Democratic Party this time, because Stacey Abrams, when she first ran that first time, her strategy was to take teams of folks, because my son was a part of that team, and he took a van load of other young folks, and they went out door to door, and they got that vote out, all up in Henry County. He was all up in there, all down. You'd be surprised where people live, and don't get out unless you provide some transportation for them.
I love what Dr. Ridley is doing. I think she's doing a marvelous job. But catching this entire thing, re-register those Negroes, and in time to vote, a lot of them don't vote.
We
are not there.
Whenever we register people to work, we ask them for their phone number. And coming up to the election, we call and
you're bad.
We call and ask them, did they receive their card? And they say, I said, well, don't forget.
Right.
It's
Are y'all doing
voting.
rides? Because we're doing rides out of EL High School. We do.
But what the key to this
starting on the 14th.
The key to this entire thing, and I'm older than everybody in here. I'm 80 years old.
Ooh, you never know it, Herbert.
Oh, you so
look good for 80.
That's a blessing.
Look, let me say this here. But we have registered people over the years, and then after them 4 years pass, or whatever, they didn't vote. How many times they missed 2 elections or whatever? They off again.
But see, that's a part we got to talk about, because we know they purged over 400,000 people.
That's right. We go through all of
we
this
telling everybody to check my voters page, because a lot of us think we registered and we are not. So please check your
go
voter
to
page.
my voter page.
.sos. Please do that.
What we have to do, and I'm having the same problem in the jails. I tell the people in the jail, when they get out, get a job. I tell them they got a plan at Central Georgia Tech where it takes 9 months. After 9 months, you become a welder, and a welder makes $40 an hour.
There are a lot of programs like that.
Right, and it's free. You can get it.
Let me share this information. Patrick says to reinforce our point, approximately 16,000 Black voters under 40 years old in Bibb County did not cast a ballot in last November's general election.
That's what I'm talking
approximately 16,000. That was the election in which Kamala Harris was.
So somehow we got to raise the level of consciousness where they become aware, and they ought to watch Roland sometime.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to
Roland Martin.
No, they listening to that other stuff.
But
the young people ain't listening to that.
But
That's what they missing. They don't listen to the news much.
But if we can raise their level of consciousness,
voter education,
they would do the right thing. Because see, when voting comes around, all them people got beat upside the head. Schroeder, Goodman, and Cheney was killed.
They were.
And so much of Reverend Reed, the
Oh,
white
man.
Four
guy,
black girls were blown up
Blown
in
up.
the church.
in the church in
Well, like I
Birmingham.
told those
There were
young
2
ladies,
people found
And-
hanging last month.
yeah,
But-
Black
Mississippi,
men were.
in Mississippi.
But what
Y'all
happened is,
wake up, please.
all of this stuff is going on, but when it comes down, then we go through all the kind of work. You have dogs chasing you, registering people to vote.
Oh yeah, over
they
in
got-
Pleasant
they got-
Hill
they-
some years ago.
They got it all together, but when it comes down to really getting up and going to vote, you could have rise to the poll free anything.
Yeah, you
A
can.
lot of those
You can.
Negroes do not go, and something happened in the 60s, not in 60s, 70s and 80s, 90s, and 1000. It started in probably the 70s. Now, probably started in the 80s. Somehow that happened, and black folks have lost. They don't want to vote.
The motivation.
You gotta
They
really-
don't see the
You
connection.
vote education, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
and it's got to be for us to keep doing it. And
So where are
then,
you going to educate them at?
and the older people need to go through their homes with their children and
Absolutely.
grandchildren. They voting and they not encouraging their household and their cousins,
Right.
your neighbors. I don't care
Because
who
now
it is.
Trump is not playing with anybody. I hope y'all know Trump is
They don't-
serious
They don't watch.
about.
And if you don't vote, then that's your voice. If you
All
don't
right.
vote,
Patrick Davis has been on with us. He's our statistics man. Ricky Crawford, Shakita Maxwell. Let's see who else has been on with us today in the chat. Now, there are many, many other people who are on AM or FM, and a lot of them on the Glory Live here. And we like to recognize, we can't tell if you're on unless you put your name in the chat. Sammy Snell, but Randy and Ricky, all of them. And of course, we have one who is usually in the chat who was gracious enough to come on the show today. She looks gorgeous. Tell us about Dot's Forget Me Not. And we've got about 3 minutes.
well, let me tell them finish about voting real quick.
Okay.
November
All right.
the 4th, make sure you go vote early. Start October the 14th. And also, you remember, you have to request the absentee 7 to 8 days prior to election. That's the beginning of it. And you can do it all the way up to 11 days before the election. So if you need to do that, do that. But I like to go vote. But I know some
I
people,
go that first day of
some
early
people
voting.
can't or whatever. So I just want to encourage everybody to do that. And yeah, I'm still at Dots Forget Me Nots. Matter of fact, first Friday, it'll be 23 years I've been downtown in that space. But I've really been in business 24 because I started out near the mall for 1 year. So on Friday evening, we're going to have a really closing rebranding reception for real, as the young people
Okay.
say, on Friday evening. So if you all want to stop by at 6 p.m.
Okay.
just to say thank you and just to let you see what we are doing. I think it's going to be more of a venue spot after that, and maybe places for pop-up shops to try to help people who are trying to get started in businesses.
But you've been in business for how many years?
24 years.
I want to ask you one thing, Doc.
24 long years. So I've been semi-retired for a couple of years. So
It's hard to
it's
retire
hard
from
to-
what you
what you
love.
Let me
love.
ask you one thing.
yes,
I want to know, where is the people's friend?
I don't know. I'm
Oh,
here.
tell
so-
us who your husband is, for those who
Well, everybody
don't know.
call him Brother being the people's friend, retired presiding elder Benjamin Ridley. He's doing well.
That's good.
So I just thank you, Commissioner, I still call her Elaine, for asking and inviting me to come to share just a little bit. But don't forget to vote.
Yeah.
November the 4th for the Service Commission, Public Service Commission.
Yeah,
You worry about how your
there are
utility
2
bills.
positions on there.
Well, you can talk about that because I'm.
Well,
I'm
again,
not
there are 2 positions.
Elaine was at our church the other day. At,
District
100
2 and District 3
Uh-huh.
will be voted on. The Democrats are facing off against the Republicans, and the E-Splice,
Yeah,
the
E-Splice.
education special local option sales tax will be on the ballot. If you need to see this, We have sample ballots in the office of EL High School um, Academy, and you're welcome to come by and get some for you and your church and your friends or whatever. Make copies. Patrick says Public Service Commission District 2 and 3. That's
Right.
it.
That's it.
Herbert, you have 1 minute because that.
Somebody asked me at church before they introduced you the other day on our 140th anniversary at New Pleasant Grove. What's the proper title for Elaine Lucas?
Yeah,
I said water commissioner.
yeah,
I said
Yeah,
water
right.
commissioner.
right.
It's hard for us
Right.
to get past
I
commission.
know. 'Cause,
So I
you
said
know,
keep the
city
commissioner and I
council.
said water commissioner.
Yes,
Okay.
keep that in
I
there,
like that,
y'all.
man.
People like
All right.
that because
I
they
like
know
that.
that it's their position. We want to thank you. Those who can give blood, please go give blood. Black folks aren't giving blood, but we use a lot of it. I had to have a blood transfusion last week, and I was so grateful that I had been giving blood since I was a senior in college. And now with the leukemia, I can't give blood. But
you can receive.
somebody gave, yes, I can.
So that's
Somebody gave blood, and I just know that my blood donations meant something.
good.
It meant a
Something
whole
to
lot.
others.
So please give. Please give. The first time you might be a little nervous. Then after that, it's just going
It's
that little
easy.
prick. You give the blood, and it saves lives. It saves lives. We want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. We'll see you again next week for another edition of Ask Elaine.